I sentence you to life incarceration in Florida State Prison without eligibility for parole.
One monster down.
119 weeks, 2 days ago, my life, my heart, and peace of mind were violated, changed, never to be the same again. I can't let my children live carefree like children should for fear of others like yourself.
The killer who changed our community forever will never be allowed to hurt children again.
Please look at me, Jared.
Too big a coward to raise his head, the killer was stared down by the family of a little girl we will never forget.
Do you know what you did to my family?
The killer took the easy way out, cutting a deal to save his worthless life.
This will be the last breath that I waste or use on you. As with the last breath, I would like to tell this honorable court that it is now time to take out the trash. May God have mercy on your sorry, sorry soul.
But there can be no justice for Summer.
Summer Thompson, the adorable, loving, caring little girl you murdered. I'm pretty sure hates you too.
We know you did this. We have evidence. She trusted you. But you had to do what you did. And look where it got you. And now you're going to jail.
Tonight, we celebrate the life of a little girl lost as we shed tears for Summer.
Live from CBS 47, this is Action News at 5 in high definition. Begins with breaking news.
Tears of pain, tears of joy, tears for justice. So many emotions wrapped into a tiny courtroom today.
It was a mixture of sadness and anger that left us with a feeling we have one less monster to face. Jared Harrell admitted today he raped and killed Summer Thompson. He said little in court. Honestly, we do not want to hear more. We do not need to hear more. He will die after spending the rest of his life in prison. And for some, that's not soon enough.
You are a monster, and you should be treated so. Do you know where they put monsters? They go to big boy prison.
6 life sentences in all, 2 of those sentences without parole. He was also sentenced for hurting other children, family of his. For some of the crimes, he has even more years to serve after death. But it is Summer Thompson where our focus is tonight.
Her beautiful face is etched in our minds, and it's now the face of a movement to keep all of our children safe. Action News teams brought you the story live on the air and online this afternoon. And tonight, we celebrate Summer's life and the legacy she now leaves behind. We begin with Action News' Leslie Corsi. And Leslie, you were in that courtroom, and we felt the emotion back here. I can only imagine what it was like inside that room.
It was tense and very, very emotional, even to those of us in the media who have covered this case since the beginning. You can tell this family has waited a long time to sit face to face with Jared Harrell and tell him how they feel. Dina Thompson wasn't crying when she took the stand. She wasn't shy or sympathetic. This mother was angry when she spoke to the man who kidnapped, raped, and killed her little girl.
Before you took her life, you took her dignity, her virginity, and then you took her life.
She asked Jared Harrell to look her in the eye as she described the pain he's caused her and her family. He refused.
Cowardly as always, you can keep your head buried.
A crowded courtroom watched in awe as she tore into Harrell, calling him a monster. She didn't take her eyes off him the entire time the judge read his punishment. 6 life sentences.
Your punishment absolutely does not fit your crime.
Jared Harrell took the life of Dina Thompson's daughter, took the light out of her eyes. She told the court to treat him just like he treated Summer. She said it's time to take out the trash.
May God have mercy on your sorry, sorry soul.
Jared Harrell sat there in court the entire time. He looked forward. He did not show any emotion. He did not say a word other than to the judge, just a series of yes sirs and no sirs, just saying that he understood the charges against him. Sheriff Beasler says that he will be in prison as early as next week. Reporting live in Green Cove Springs, Leslie Corsi, CBS 47 Action News.
Wow, and to see that courtroom full of people. Dina Thompson never in her wildest imagination would have imagined that she'd have the role that she has today. She has become a spokeswoman, a leader, and a friend in some of the most high-profile crimes against children cases across the country. Her daughter is now the face of a movement.
Dina is the lifeblood. Action News' Catherine Varnum continues our team coverage right now. She's been covering this case since the call went out that Summer was missing back in 2009. Catherine, Summer's twin brother also took the stand today to confront the monster that took his sister away. It was powerful testimony.
Yeah, Mark, it was. And afterwards, he was speaking alongside State Attorney Angela Corey, and some of the things that he said, the way he said it, even brought some tears to my eyes. I've had the chance to really know Dina and get to know this family over the last couple years. And today, Summer's twin brother says he is finally glad justice is served.
This is Summer's twin, by the way, Jared. You should look up here and address us since you murdered her.
Samuel Thompson misses his twin. He doesn't feel whole without Summer. He wanted Jared Harrell to know that. Harrell may not have looked at him, but he heard him.
Jared?
He won't look at you, just a coward.
We know you did this. We have evidence. She trusted you. But you had to do what you did. And look where it got you. And now you're going to jail.
Samuel says Harrell's multiple life sentences in prison fixes his life. He stood side by side with State Attorney Angela Corey afterwards, saying it's finally over.
That gives me a happy feeling. Seeing justice.
That's right.
That fixes my life.
There you go.
Just one step at a time. That's all it takes.
Does this give you a glimpse of what Jared Harrell deprived our society of?
Samuel was candid and resilient in the courtroom, but you can still see he's suffering.
You are my sunshine.
This is from just a couple months ago. He misses his twin sister every day.
He did what he did. Now he deserves to suffer, and he will rot in jail for the rest of his life.
And you didn't see very much physical tears coming down his face, but it has taken him a long time to get to the point where he can stand up and face this monster, as Dina Thompson called him in court. It has been a long, tough road for him. I know he does not feel whole not having his sister right there beside him. Mark and Paige.
And Catherine, it's been left open that there is the possibility that if there are other charges down the road for Jared Harrell, that those charges could be applied in new cases.
That's right, and I know something that the reason they wanted to go through and do some of this plea deal is to kind of spare the children. Dina has kept all of Summer's siblings kind of on the sidelines. This is really the first chance that we've had to get to hear from them. And actually coming up at 6, we are going to hear Samuel Thompson tell us what happened on those final moments when he saw his twin sister run off.
Which he'll never forget. All right, Catherine Varnum, thank you.
Heartfelt stuff from a little boy there. You know, one of the great things about our city is our people. When there is a crisis, they respond in a very positive way.
Yeah, we're all neighbors, and this case really galvanized that fact. Tonight, we can all shed a tear for Summer, and people in her neighborhood are crying together, and they're remembering together this little girl. Action News' Erica Bennett is live on the action cam from Summer's neighborhood. And Erica, neighbors you spoke with there say there really will never be justice for Summer because Summer is gone and Jared Harrell is still alive.
Paige, you're exactly right. Some neighbors here feel that the punishment was not enough and that it did not fit the crime. And I can tell you the attitude and the somberness of this neighborhood has been heavy all day long. Every street, everybody that drives by has been talking about this sentence and been talking about this day. Again, for some, it's not enough. To others, it's just the beginning for justice for Summer. After 2 years of pain and 2 years of reliving that awful day, Summer Thompson's neighbors are exhaling.
I think that's great for the family, you know, and it's great for the community.
News of Jared Harrell's court appearance spread quickly. The overwhelming feeling amongst neighbors was one of relief and in some cases anger. He pled guilty to all 6 counts, which included kidnapping and murder. To some, it's not enough.
I would have liked to see him executed myself. But as long as he's off the street and he can't harm any more children.
Should have been death. He should have been put to death.
Harold's crime was heinous and what some consider monster-like. He kidnapped little Summer as she walked home from school, sexually abused her, and dumped her body in a landfill. If he pled guilty, he may have gotten the death penalty, but since he didn't, he gets life in prison without the chance of parole. The signs and ribbons that hang in the neighborhood are constant reminders of Harold's actions and a life taken too soon. Many hope Harold remembers that too and will rot the rest of his life.
And I believe in the death sentence, but not in a case like this. It's too easy.
Since 2009, the dynamics of this neighborhood has changed significantly. Tonight at 6, I'm going to talk about how people are now going about their day-to-day lives. We're live in Orange Park. Erica Bennett, CBS 47 Action News.
Erica, I'm curious there on Gano Avenue there in Orange Park, the house where Jared Harrell lived. Is that still standing? Is it boarded up? What would neighbors in the neighborhood there like to see happen to it? I imagine many would like to see it torn down.
Yes, I definitely would agree with that. A lot of people here, as soon as you mention his name, they just cringe. They're very, very angry. Again, the words that have been thrown out all day long are monster, criminal, that he deserves to die. Yes, no one wants to see anything to do with him in this neighborhood. A lot of people would like to get some healing, some closure, some justice, and just move on. And yes, that would be a way a lot of the neighbors here can do so.
Yeah, hard to know that you live, so close to a home where such evil happened. All right, Erica Bennett, thank you. As Angela Corey said today, this is not a day of perfect justice. We aren't sure there is such a thing.
But before handing out the punishment, Judge Don Lester added a postscript to this child killer.
Much of what needs to be said today has already been said, but I feel compelled to say that it is absolutely inconceivable to me, and I think to any sane, rational person, how you could have committed these acts upon these innocent children.
So in the end, the judge sentenced Harold to 6 life sentences behind bars. He is not eligible for parole, which means he will die in prison. Under the plea agreement, Harold cannot appeal his sentence.
And Summer's story has touched so many people in our community. Tonight, we're hearing from viewers at home on our Facebook page. Dorothy writes, as I sit here with my beautiful little girl sleeping in my arms, I weep watching Summer's family facing this monster. And Sheila writes, he doesn't know that he is a dead man walking. Even prisoners have morals. Stay with Action News for continuing coverage of this story. At 5:30, we'll talk to a former FBI profiler about how the state was able to close this case and what the future now holds for Jared Harrell. And at 6, we'll take a closer look at the new documents in this case just released by the state attorney's office. And we're going to talk more with neighbors in Summer's community to get their reaction to this news. Remember, you can get instant information on this story and leave your thoughts for Summer's family by logging on to actionnewsjax.com.